Caring for God's Acre is a charity that helps preserve and maintain churchyards. It runs courses that impart skills to volunteers who want to continue this work. After 10 years of managing churchyards for conservation, we have found the scythe to be the best tool for managing long grass in these confined areas. Scything is a relaxing social activity. We use the Austrian scythe, which is lightweight and easy to set up for each person. Here are some simple guidelines for scything. First of all, choose the right blade for the job. Once the blade is on, you need to set the handles to the right position.
Okay, make sure you're on level ground. The first handle, okay, should be where the crease in your hip is. The first handle should be, so for me that needs to be a bit lower, it's a bit high. I'd make that a bit lower. Okay, and the second handle should be with your elbow on there, up there, and at least two fingers above that. So for me, I would need to bring that down to there.
Then check the hafting angle of the blade.
It'll take too much grass, and then you'll just get tangled up. And also, if you hit something, it puts too much pressure on this snap, and it can snap. If you think, if you're just scything, if you have it like that, it's going to take a hell of a lot more grass, and also, it's going to be more likely to hit something, and that's when you usually break this bit. If it's too far in, then it's at a weird angle and you can't hardly scythe anything. So it's kind of just got to be a bit under 90 degrees.
Now check the lay of the blade.
So that's the lay of the blade, how it goes like that. And you can change that if it needs changing by putting a wedge here, which I've got some wedges if anybody needs that. I think you'll need it because you're quite tall and you've got a small stuff, so you'll probably need an anti-wedge, which means putting a pound coin there. But I'll show you that in a minute. And the difference is, if the lay of the blade is wrong, what will happen is if it's too far up, tilted up, you'll scoot over the grass. And if the lay of the blade is too far down, you'll actually dig right in to the soil. So you've got to make sure that at your position here, the lay of the blade is just right. And they say that basically it just needs to be just slightly tilting up enough to get a key under, which could be an Allen key. So, say if it's tilting enough for that just to sort of fit under it. Now if I was digging into that now, then it's the wrong lay of the blade. And if I was floating over it like that, that's not going to cut anything. So for example, if you hold that for your posture, that's going to be really hard to cut. Because if you see, the lay of the blade is wrong for Peter with that size setup. Yeah, you need it like that. Yes. So can you see the difference?
Once the scythe is set up, it is time to sharpen, or otherwise known as hone, the blade. Ultimate care should be taken at all times when handling a sharp blade. Wear a Kevlar glove if available, but always wear a glove when honing.
You kneel down to get a nice firm support. Now the bevel of this blade, the cutting edge, is on this side. Okay, not this side. So most of your sharpening is done on this side. The pressure and the amount is done on this side. So dip it in water. Make sure it's clean so you've got no bits of grit that you're grinding into the cutting edge. And just don't go right down, just a third of it with a bit of pressure. And you're going down like that all the way to the nib. And do that a couple of times. And then you just do one swipe of that side to get the burr off.
Now it is time to mow. When mowing, the blade should rest on the ground. Your feet should be about hip width apart, and keep your distance from other people.
If you slightly do this, so you You need to sort of do it more of an arc in front of you.
The grass will be deposited in a neat line known as a windrow. You need to sharpen the blade about every 5 minutes while mowing. After about 4 hours of use, the sharpening stone no longer gets a keen edge on the blade. Now it is time to peen the blade. Peening is cold forging. Basically, you want to flatten the metal. This gives it a better profile and hardens it.
And they just do it. It's phenomenal. So they don't have to take this off. It's brilliant.
Here, a peening jig is being used. Lightly tap the cap as you move the blade across the jig. If the weather is right, make hay and bale it. We use a wooden hand baler, as can be seen on our other video. For more health and safety advice and information, contact the Scythe Association. For more advice on managing your burial ground, contact Caring for God's Acre.